What's good with y'all boys, man? We back with another One Piece video. We finna be doing 1189 predictions today in this video. We left off in a real interesting ass spot at the end of last chapter, so we got a lot to talk about and speculate for the next upcoming chapter, so let's get right into it. Now, first prediction for 1190, I got Scapper Gabban and Emu. Now, between these two, we could get a lot out of this fight. And y'all know me, I'm under the mindset that I got Emu slaying Scapper Gabban and Scapper Gabban sacrificing himself. But as far as the dialogue between these two in this chapter, it could go crazy as hell. Not only could we have Emu just talking crazy to Scapper Gabban and potentially dropping more lore as he's monologuing, we could also get Scapper Gabban antagonizing Emu with some of the knowledge that he got too. Scapper Gabban is one of the few niggas who has been to Labtail, and of course, as we all know, he's on Roger's crew. He definitely got some information that he could say that'll piss Emu off. Maybe he drops a line or some knowledge from the Void Century. Maybe the nigga even says something about Joy Boy that pisses this nigga off. Who the fuck knows? But I definitely think between these two, this little exchange, we definitely go get some dialogue or some important ass information or some good speculative ass information dropped in this upcoming chapter for sure. Like, imagine the moment Scapper Gabban starts talking shit to Emu and we see like a slight flashback to the Roger Pirates on Labtail finally discovering the key to the Void Century, or hell, maybe we even see what they discovered on Labtail, or them finally discovering the existence of Emu. Because me personally, I feel like them niggas had to have figured about Emu at some point. We know Roger knew it wasn't his time and he had to wait and all that bullshit. And we know Scapper Gabban knows because he was there when Shanks was having the conversation with Yaru and Loki when Harold got possessed by Emu. So it's 100% that Gabban knows. So I'm very anxious to see what lore he could have or what he might know about Emu based off of him being on the Roger Pirates. But back to more like of the combat aspect, I definitely predict by the end of this chapter, Emu will at least land one brutal ass attack on Scapper Gabban. Is it gonna be anywhere near as brutal as he just got done doing Luffy shit? I doubt it. But I definitely still think Emu's gonna hit him with one crazy good attack by the end of the chapter, putting him in a fucked up state, or maybe even out of commission, fully packing him up. Or who knows, Oda might do the bullshit, because y'all know Oda loves little death flags where it look like he finna kill a nigga off, and then next chapter they get some medical attention or something. So either one of those things could be happening, but I definitely think some lore and Scapper Gabban getting heavily injured by Emu because definitely finna happen this chapter. Let me know in the comments, do y'all want Scapper Gabban to get packed up? Like I said earlier in the video, bro, I want this nigga gone. I want Emu to rack up as much bodies as possible so he can keep looking like a villainous ass nigga. Also, whenever Emu attacks Scapper Gabban, 100% he's going to severely injure him with his axes due to the fact that both of them niggas is wielding axes right now. I feel like that's also obvious as hell. Speaking of Scapper Gabban, I'm letting y'all know the Sanji fans about to use this for their Sanji upscale. I'm telling you right now, you heard it here first. But speaking of Sanji, I definitely think we might see some of his fight this week as well. Last week, we saw some of Zoro and Sanji's fight, and I think this week we'll probably see some more of Sanji's fight considering we saw some of Zoro's fight last week. I honestly could expect this to be more of a Zoro-Sanji centric chapter, focusing on some of their fights, because the last two chapters have kind of been focusing on Luffy and Emu's battle. I can see him starting to lean more into the Zoro and Sanji shit, because you already got to think about it, Scapper Gabban as a Sanji parallel. Of course, Scapper Gabban is probably going to have some type of speech about rushing in the new dawn, this new era and all that shit, about how Luffy's crew is getting ready to step up and all that shit. And I can easily see Oda segue from a Scapper Gabban moment when Emu into a Sanji and Killingham fight. Now, if we do get some Sanji versus Killingham shit, I definitely hope we see some Sanji inner monologue with him talking about his conqueror's hockey, just him thinking and just his thoughts about what he could be doing to awaken this shit mid-battle. I also want to see what Killingham can do a little bit too, you know what I'm saying? We don't know Killingham to be a fighter, but hopefully after this buff, he can tank some good ass attacks. Because we see in this chapter right here, bro, we see Zoro and fucking Sombers clash, bro. This attack, it was a King of Hell 3 sword style. And this is what fucking took down a Lunarian, my nigga. So if Sombers is clashing with this and knocking Zoro down after this, I would expect Killingham to have a crazy ass buff too. That only makes sense in my fucking opinion. Let me know how strong y'all think Killingham and Sombers are after these most recent Omen buffs. And you gotta think about it, they just got their sacred family weapons this past chapter too. Definitely could see this being some of their chapters because we need to get their power up soon. I think this could very well end up being a scenario where the Zoro and Sanji win their fights, they try to get back to Luffy, and they just see Emu is still fucking up niggas, or they also get back to try to help contribute to drawing Emu out and making his time limit go out. I can definitely see that happening too, but I definitely think it's 100% lot of us getting some Zoro and Sanji this fucking chapter for sure. And now for all the other characters in this arc and in the vicinity of Emu and Luffy and Gaban and all these other characters, I definitely think this chapter it might be out of left field, but I can see a Dory and Broggy joining in on this battle with Gaban to help Emu. Dory and Broggy one is kind of random, because I'm just thinking about it, bro. We haven't seen these niggas in a fucking minute. And what does Oda like to do? He likes to have you forget about niggas and then have them show up when you need them the most. I'm low-key surprised that fucking Dory and Broggy didn't pull up last chapter, but the Gaban shit was kind of obvious, and a lot of niggas been calling that, myself included. So him pulling up still makes a shit ton of sense. Because you gotta remember, when Emu first touched down, when he was in Gumko's body, he was saying that he wanted them niggas like dead. Like he was like, yeah, bro, we gotta pack these niggas up. Or he was talking about Yaro. I'm not mistaken. I could be fucked up. I'm all over the place, bro. These last, like, all these break weeks and shit, it's made me kind of forget the minor details, the exact pinpoint details on what's been going on in this arc. But yeah, didn't Emu deadass come down and say he wanted them niggas to go kill the king? He could have been talking about Yaru. If I'm not mistaken, he was talking about Dory and Broggy though. But I definitely could see them pulling up to help as well. But definitely Hardigan and Loki. They're right here in the vicinity. This last chapter, we literally got both of them saying to each other that they're going to fight. And Loki, we have still not seen his hybrid form. So it's only right for him to fucking join the fight with his brother and have a team up with that nigga. I honestly can even see Gunko potentially getting up and getting thawed. Well, she's already thawed out of the ice. But I could see her even waking up to maybe even join the fight as well and help Luffy, right? Because I've been saying for the longest, Gunko is going to be a driving factor in getting Emu off this island. Whether it's her exposing a secret of Emu's about his power, or her just betraying that nigga, or awakening that eye power that she fucking has that we learned about not too long ago, right? So that's always on the table, damn near every chapter, but I wouldn't expect it. I think the main things this chapter are going to be Scapper Gabban, what could potentially be coming out of his lore with Emu, Zoro and Sanji focus on the wings of the Pirate King, and maybe a little sprinkle of Hardigan and Luffy. I think those are the main things. But the last thing we got to talk about is Luffy. Because at the end of the last chapter, when I made my last video, I didn't even peep this, bro. I was watching niggas on TikTok talk about this shit, and it made me notice this shit. Some niggas have amazing eyes when reading manga. I've only been reading manga for like the last 2 years, bro, so my eyes, sometimes I'll look at a panel and I'll think I've seen everything, but it'll be like little minor details that I missed. But anyways, I see in the background now of this last panel, Scapper Gabban has chopped down the tree that Luffy was stabbed to and stuck on. So Luffy, he's not free, but he's not just posted up on the tree anymore. He's basically cut the tree Luffy was on into a log now. So Luffy's on this fucking log. Sword is still right through this nigga though. Judging by the panel, it looks like Luffy only has one sword in him. Not sure how the fuck Gaban got all the other ones out that fucking quick or what, but hey, that's good for Luffy. Who is going to come and move him? Because he's still in Emu's vicinity, and we know Emu can slay this nigga Gaban with the slight movement of his finger if he fucking feels like it. So, yeah, this not really good for him. Somebody got to get Luffy up out of here. I've been seeing the theory that Usopp is going to come in and get Luffy out of here. The main theory I've been hearing, I heard this when I was watching Morge's stream, was that he is going to get frozen by Usopp, and Usopp will protect Luffy by using Ragnar to freeze him, because we know Emu can't get through Ragnar's ice, so therefore Luffy will just be frozen, and he won't be able to get touched by Emu, and niggas can hold him off until Luffy gets done. But that doesn't necessarily fix Luffy's problem of being healed. Even though I like that theory, I honestly would say I could see Usopp running his black ass over here and grabbing him, but he too pussy for that. And it's a giant island, this tree big as fuck, so it's like, nah, he ain't got the muscle to do all that. I could see though, whether it be Hardigan or Loki pulling up to grab this nigga off the tree, and then that's how they segue into joining into the fight with Gaban. Or honestly, now that I think about it, bro, Dory and Broggy could be the ones who come grab this nigga while Scapper Gabban is fucking holding off Emu for a few seconds. And Dory and Broggy just come scoop Luffy up and take him back to Hardigan and Loki and the rest of the fucking crew, and Chopper try to heal this nigga up for the next couple of chapters until he could come back and help drive off Emu. Who knows, bro? I think those are the guarantees, or not the guarantees, but I think those are some good predictions for this upcoming chapter. Let me know y'all predictions in the comment section below. The guarantees that I think are going to happen this chapter are Zoro and Sanji focus on their fights and their awakenings with their new power-ups. Emu and Scapper Gabban having some good-ass dialogue, potential of even lore drops, and Scapper Gabban getting a devastating attack by Emu by the end of the chapter. That's the main thing I'm banking on, because Oda has been letting Emu run amok for like the last, I can't even say 2 chapters, my nigga, because you gotta remember, he had that stint when he first touched down and one shot at Zoro and Sanji. What was it, like 1184, my nigga? It was like 1184 or some shit, or like 11 80 or something like that. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, but this nigga been on a tear for like the last 10 chapters. I ain't gonna lie, this is one of the oldest, best runs in a fucking minute. As far as this like 10, 20 chapter spans, this top 5. Elbap already top 3 arcs in One Piece. Arguably the best arc in One Piece, especially how he is, depends on how he ends this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting a little bit off track, a little bit excited. You know what I'm saying? I always love talking about some One Piece with y'all niggas, bro. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Do y'all think Scapper Gabban will end up having a devastating ass attack this chapter? Do y'all think he might actually do a little something to hold Emu off for a chapter? You know what I mean? Emu seemed like he was playing no games with this nigga Luffy and was getting straight to business. But even though he was getting straight to business, it seemed like he wanted to make Luffy feel this shit. I don't know if he finna do Scapper Gabban that same way. I don't think he is. I think at first he gonna be on some chill shit like how he was with Loki, right? Then I think Scapper Gabban is gonna say something to antagonize him, or to remind him, or to let Emu know that he knows about him or the Void Century, and it's gonna piss him off, and that's when Emu go whip out another one of these sacred weapons, or one of them stigma attacks, or some Maki attacks, and crucify this nigga Scapper Gabban. I think that's exactly how it's gonna go. But hey, bro, I'll be back with another video next fucking, Thursday, Friday, the chapter comes out. So yeah, I'll be back with another video on that. Hopefully Oda does not have another break week. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. You should go on my main channel too. I talk about other things other than One Piece over there, different movies, other shows, whether it's animes or non-anime based stuff. And definitely stay tuned and follow me over there, because I'm finna drop my review for the brand new Spider-Man movie when it comes out tomorrow, because I'm gonna go see that shit. I got to. So hey, if you made it to the end of the video, I fuck with you for fucking with me. Y'all have a good one, and I'm out, bro. Peace.